In this video, we will discuss Manage, Payroll, Setup, Register Employee menu. In this menu, you can register your company's employees as employee codes so that you can process their payroll data in the program. And it is required to register your employees who are currently being employed as employee codes. In Register Employee menu screen, you can use New button at the bottom to manually register each employee code. Or you can use ECOUNT Web Uploader button at the bottom to batch upload a large amount of employee codes at once. In addition, you can also use ECOUNT Web Uploader to batch modify the existing employee codes. Click Modify Data tab. Select the field that you will modify and download the Excel template at the top left, and in the template, enter the data that you will change to, and then copy and paste the entered data on the Web ERP window, and click Save button to batch modify the corresponding field information. And prior to going over the registration, we will go over the functions that are available by clicking Option button at the top right. Firstly, by clicking Search Template button, you can configure the General tab of the search template that is displayed by clicking Search button at the top right. From the tabs displayed at the top, you can bookmark the fields that you most frequently use to the General tab and search by the customized search condition fields. Next, by clicking Template Setup button, you can edit the list displayed in Employee List menu. Initially, you can copy the existing template and create a new one. In Template Setup window, you can click Add button to add a new field, and click Delete Columns to delete an existing field. And you can click Setup to edit the display title or adjust the field width. Also, you can move each field's position by clicking on the field once and dragging it. And you can click Save after editing the template to your desire. Next, by using Condition Template Setup, you can set up conditions such as user ID and screen mode to have different templates to be displayed by default, depending on if the conditions are met. Next, by clicking Search Pop-up Template Setup, you can edit the search pop-up window that is displayed when searching for employee codes to register payroll data. Then, right now, we will discuss how to manually create a new employee code. If you click New button, you will see the same input screen as in Register Employee Profile menu. In Manage, HR, Employee Profile menu, when you register a new employee profile, an input screen will appear, which is identical with the input screen of Register Employee window. So please note that you can create a new employee code both in Payroll Register Employee menu and also in HR Employee Profile menu. And you can see from General tab to Other Settings tab at the top. And you can also bookmark the most frequently used fields to the General tab by clicking Option, Input Screen Setting. And by configuring the most frequently used fields to the General tab, firstly, you can use them more conveniently. And secondly, you can have the fields of the General tab configured in ECOUNT Web Uploader template. So when you batch upload employee codes by ECOUNT Web Uploader at the menu screen bottom, you will download the Excel template and fill out each column. And the columns in the template will be configured based on the fields included in the General tab. So firstly, we will discuss the General tab. You can enter each field, such as employee code, name, and so forth. And in the middle, you can see User Pay field. User Pay is a payroll system where each employee can log in person and view their own payroll history. In order to permit the employee to use User Pay system, set it to use, and then set the user language and password that the user will use when logging into User Pay. And then, in User Setup menu, click on the employee's ERP user ID, and in Name field, check Employee Info option, and select the employee code of the corresponding employee, and click Save button. And once you have activated User Pay function for the employee code, and also linked the employee code to the corresponding ERP user ID, then the employee will be allowed to log into the User Pay system. In order to log into User Pay system, you can first go to ERP login page and click User Pay on the right side. Then User Pay login page will pop up. You need to enter your company code, employee code, and the password that you set as User Pay password. And once you have logged in, you'll be able to view your own payroll history. And moving on, we will discuss Earnings Details tab. In this tab, you can enter the employee's earnings information, such as fixed earning, daily wage, hourly wage, and earning in rate that will be paid to the employee. In Payroll Type field, you can set the type of payroll payment for the employee. If you check Fixed, only the earnings field whose type is fixed type will be listed below. And if you will pay daily wage or hourly wage to the employee, check Variable. Then the daily and hourly wage fields will be listed as well at the bottom. Next, in Payroll Frequency field, you can register the frequency types of your company's payroll and then select one for each employee code. And once you have set the payroll frequency for each employee code, when you later create payroll books, you can differentiate employees by their payroll frequency and individually generate payroll books for each payroll frequency type. So, for instance, if your company has both office workers and production workers, and if office workers are paid monthly wage, and if production workers are paid weekly wage, you can set the office workers' payroll frequency to monthly and set the production workers' payroll frequency to weekly. Then, later when you generate payroll books, you can select each payroll frequency type and separately create payroll books, one for monthly frequency and the other for weekly frequency. Next, we will move on to Fixed Earnings field. On the right side of Fixed Earnings field, you can enter a fixed amount, and then the amount will always be applied to any payroll book generated with this employee code. A fixed salary would be an example of fixed earning, and if the salary changes each month or changes by each payroll frequency, you can leave the right field blank. Next, in daily wage section, if the employee is paid daily wage, enter the corresponding amount, and if paid hourly, for instance, night shift, you can enter the amount to be paid per hour. Next, in fixed deduction per month section, if the same amount will be deducted every month, enter the corresponding amount in the right field. If the amount will vary each month, leave the field blank and save. And for the earnings and deductions whose amount will vary each month, you can later manually enter the amount when generating each payroll book. In addition, when you later process each employee's payroll to the accounting module and create a journal entry for the payroll, if you want to vary the journal entry account by each employee, for example, payroll employee account for general employees and payroll officer account for officers, you can first set the journal entry settings in Accounting 1, Fast Entry, General Journal, Payroll Slip menu. Click Payroll Journal button and click Journal Entry button at the bottom. Then you can set each field's journal entry account and exceptions. And for more details, please refer to Accounting 1 Payroll Slip video. Next, we will move on to Additional Info tab. In this tab, you can use the displayed blank fields to create new input fields. From text type fields, numeric type, code type, yes and no type, and date type. You can see the fields that I have customized, such as religion, salary desired, and wedding anniversary. You can edit the display name of each field by clicking Option, Input Screen Setting. Go to Additional Info tab, and in each field, enter the desired name. And once you have clicked Save, you will see that the fields have been edited, so please use the custom fields to suit your needs. For educational background, career experience, and so forth. Next, in the extreme right side, you can see Other Settings tab. In this tab, you can enter the physical address of your employee and the bank account information for the employee's payroll. And once you have entered all fields, from Employee Info tab to Other Settings tab, you can click Save button to complete the registration. And after clicking Save, the code will be generated in the employee list. And for the existing employee codes, you can click Search button at the top right and search them by various conditions and separately view them based on various search conditions such as employment status.